We scared the shit out of this country because we were organizing our people. We were providing the needs for our people, and we were organizing it. We just didn't mobilize. Because we got to get past more than mobilize. These gatherings is fine. You go back home, the problems of fascism still exist. Not only we need to mobilize, but we have to build like we did in the 60s, mass organization. Mass organization. They used to tell us in the Black Panther Party, it's not a matter that we're outgunned, we're fucking out organized. So I'm telling people, you need to get organized, 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 or die. So free Mumia, free Leonard Peltier, Bill Jalil Muqtaqeen, free Mutulu Shakur, and most importantly, free your mind so your ass will follow. Thank you.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're gonna free Mumia Abu Jamal. Brick by brick, wall by wall, we're gonna free Mumia Abu Jamal.
Wonderful. He was a Black Panther. He was an activist in Philadelphia. He was very critical of the establishment, and he was essentially framed on a murder charge. And he's been in jail. He was facing the death penalty for 40 years. This is actually the person you should ask. Hey, Gerald. She wants to interview somebody about Mumia.
Is it okay? No, it's not okay?
It's okay, but why don't you come on and go with the rest of us down to 7th Street?
We are marching to OPD. They look like they're marching somewhere else, but free Mumia!
We have to fight for the freedom of all the political prisoners. Mumia, Oscar Lopez Rivera, Leonard Peltier, all of the political prisoners. And we have to fight against this regime that's coming in Washington. And one day that's going to be very important is the first day of that administration. That is January 20th. When we know that tens and hundreds of thousands of people are going to be in the streets in Washington, we're fighting the government about permits right now. We're going to be marching in San Francisco. People are going to be marching and protesting all over. And what we have to do now is build the broadest united struggle we can against this gang of pirates, this gang of racists and sexists who's taking over the government. Thank you.
I'm going to introduce Moises from the Freedom Socialist Party.
Thank you, Tova, and thank you to everyone for this rally. Like several of you, I'm sure I just got out of work. I won't say where I work. I got coworkers up here. Anyway, I've got a union as well. I'll just say the number, Local 21, a 30-year construction inspector. And one of the things that I talk to my coworkers about, several of whom are like in their, late, mid-30s, when I said to my coworker Bert coming out here, I said, hey, I'm going to go to this rally. It's about Mumia. It's similar to Leonard. And the first reaction was, oh, do we do that still? I said, first of all, it's not we. It's the government and it's capitalism. So to add to what everyone has said, of course, we are very proud to be here along with everyone else to say that we still need to get Mumia and all political prisoners out. And not when they've got health issues that are so dire that when they come out, they die.
I introduced Kyle McCoy. He's been very busy organizing amongst the youth at Cal BSU and some other places. So, Kyle McCoy.
Most definitely, we need to organize, we need to go together to free Mumia Jamal and all political prisoners.
We have a wonderful, wonderful person who does a lot of labor songs, and he's got a song that's fitting the occasion here today. Dave Welsh has been a long-time supporter of Mumia, so give a hand to Dave Welsh.
All right, Dave.
I want to say one quick word that in 1999, when people were mobilizing to save the life of Mumia Abu Jamal, a lot of labor unions around the world and in this country signed resolutions saying they wanted Mumia Abu Jamal to have a free and fair trial. In fact, there were some 15 million workers around the world who were represented in the unions that were calling for a fair trial. In the summer of freedom, in old Mississippi, Andrew, Mickey, and James, down a hot country road to the old Church of Zion, all they found was embers and flames. Seized on the highway, surrounded by the mob, you could smell magnolia and the kudzu vine. Shot dead by the Klan in the swamps of Neshoba, their memory remains in my mind.
Mumia has always been about everyone else but himself. He has been one of the most selfless revolutionary fighters in this country. But it's time for us to rally behind him, to demand his freedom, and to demand the freedom of all the political prisoners, particularly those who are aging, particularly those who have life-threatening illnesses, who are unfortunately at risk of death through medical neglect if we don't get them out. Mumia also, if he were here, would call upon us to redouble our efforts. This is the time when people who have not been in the streets for decades are going to have to dust off their marching shoes, dust off their striking shoes, and get in the streets. Because we are not going to fold to this right-wing attack. When Ronald Reagan was arrested, right? I wish he was arrested. When he was elected, many people said, oh my gosh, fascism is here. And it took a long time
Mickey and James, down a hot country road to the old church of Zion. All they found was embers and flames. Seized on the highway, surrounded by the mob.